So welcome back to the channel. Today is going to be something a wee bit different for you again. So the job I'm going to be doing today is installing some downlights on a new build property. It's in an upstairs room, so I've got access to the loft, so it shouldn't be too difficult a job. I'm only replacing one single light fitting in the middle of the room and replacing it with 6 downlights, but I'll show you that just now. I've already made a wee bit of a start on it with regards to getting a measure out, marking out roughly where they want to go from speaking to the client, etc. So I've got stuff marked out, so I'll bring these in then and show you what I'm doing. Right, so here's the room here. It's sort of used as a walk-in wardrobe stroke office room. Obviously we'll be getting rid of this fitting here and installing 6 downlights. So you can see I've made a wee cross there, mark there, mark there, mark there, mark there, and mark there. The logic behind my markings there, from obviously speaking to the client, is this whole wardrobe space is going to be getting moved along to the left a bit to basically close off this gap, and you'll see there that marks off centre as we speak now, but it's going to be getting moved across as such so that the downlights are going to fall bang on centre of these units. So it's going to get moved over a couple of inches that way until obviously it's centre. It shouldn't be too bad a job here. The joists are running sort of down that way, so again I'll put something up the holes. I know there's a few different techniques to do it. Some people just use a screwdriver or something like that, just like a bradawl tool. Some people use a coat hanger, some people use just even a wee bit of cable, but I'll just poke a screwdriver up in the holes and make sure all my holes are far enough away for the joist, etc. So I'll do that now and I'll come back and show you. Another wee thing I should mention about this job is, obviously you can see behind me there's a ladder into the loft hatch again, so that side of things should be straightforward enough. I've had a look up there, moved some of the insulation away, but it's a bit of a riot up in that loft. So some of the stuff's already been moved for me coming by the client, and some of it's been moved by me, but obviously I'll put that down as best I can once I've got all my holes drilled, my lights in, cables clipped, etc. But I'll go up there in a wee minute and give you a look as well. So the first hole there, I just use this wee screwdriver as a bradawl tool. It's sort of big enough that it does the job, but it's not too big that it's going to leave a ridiculous size hole. So it's simple as just doing that. I've checked on this side and the joist runs about there, so it's going to be far enough away for the type of fittings I've got. It's JCC fire guards that I'm going to be using today, but I'll show you them as well in a minute. So I'm just going to go down this row first, make sure that these ones are all fine, which they should be, and then I'll go into there, then I'll go into the other side. So that's that one done. So I'm going to just start going down this row now, but that's quite handy that that's staying in the ceiling there. So I'll go up, have a look, just make sure that this row is going to be fine before doing any other ones. So I'll take these up with me. And like I said, this loft is a bit of a riot, but I've already spoke to the customer about that, and that the job might take me a wee bit longer, but they're aware. Right, where is it? I think it'll be under there. If the last one's anything to go by, let me get this insulation moved and I'll come back in. Right, as I suspected, there's my screwdriver there, so that's going to be far enough away from the joists. So just the only things I need to worry about is these dwangs, or I think some people call them noggins, but I've always known them as dwangs. So I'll just make sure that there's none along this row that I could get in the way of, and then I'll take it from there. So just for everybody else's interest, there's my, which is going to be my middle one, and the one down there is going to be my third one. You see the first one's just there. So as long as I follow the lines across, that one there, so the middle one will be fine. And then I just need to worry about that one, but that's going to be beyond that dwang there, so that'll be fine. I'll go and put my screwdriver through and make sure though. So I'll go back up in the loft, save you the boredom of having to watch that again. I'll make sure that the ones are okay. I know that they will be, but just for peace of mind. And then we'll go about drilling, we'll drill them out. So while we're down here, actually I'll just show you some of the kit that we're going to use to do it. So obviously need that. I bought this the other day, obviously seen quite a few people using it. Be quite handy here. I'm going to give that a bash and see if it actually does save you making a bit of a mess. I've got the hole saw somewhere, I think that might still be in the van, and then some basic hand tools and stuff like that. Here, I gave the customer a couple of different quotes, or she asked for a couple of different quotes, she asked for a couple of different quotes for different type of lights, so I told her obviously depending on the quality, etc. So she wanted to go for a sort of more middle of the road option, and I've never tried these yet. Obviously again I've heard quite good things about them, so we'll give these a shot today. Here's the individual bezels. I've ended up just going with IP65, just I ended up just going with the IP65 bezels, although it doesn't need them, it's not a livable space up above. I thought I would just go with them, with the one being fire rated, and then obviously the IP65 just a wee bit extra protection. The only thing is customer supplied their own GU10s for it, so we'll see how well these last. I've got my mandrel here. I just need to swap this hole cutter out for, I think it's 74mm, but I think I might have got a 76mm because it's quite difficult to get that size. So there's in there, obviously there's 10 in this box. I've only got 6 to fit here, but there's another job that this customer's going to get me to do in a week or two's time. It's just some more downlights in a bathroom, so I thought I would just buy them all at the one time. It just saves any hassle. So there's the hole cutter I've went with. Obviously it's a Milwaukee one, and it's 76mm. I think this was about a tenner for screw fix, so not too bad value. Obviously if I'm going to be using the JCC fire guards again, then it's obviously sort of a tenner well spent, I think. Obviously I wanted something that's going to last me instead of buying a wee cheap one or something like that from your wholesaler or something like that. So we'll see how this does. This part of the video is going to be a wee bit off topic, but if there's anybody interested in me doing a wee sort of showing off what tools I've got, what tools I use, this, that, the next thing, let me know, because over the course of the last few months I've been adding to my tools quite considerably, because obviously I've been doing a lot more domestic stuff and basically just venturing out on my own sort of thing, so I'm finding that I'm needing a lot more things. I've always considered doing not quite a unboxing, but a sort of review, so to speak, of the DeWalt stuff, because I went out and bought full DeWalt kit, so I bought a, I think it actually shows you all there. Aye, that's the kit I bought. You obviously get that with it. So if anybody would be interested in seeing sort of all that kit, some of the other stuff that I've sort of either bought or made, then let me know. Right, so that's one of the holes cut. Obviously you can't really tell too much from just cutting one hole, but hole saw feels fine. Absolutely zero dust spilt. I'm just going to use this empty box to get rid of all the stuff. But I'll try and show you one or two of me doing it, and then I'll just crack on and do the rest off camera. Right, so apologies for the dodgy angle, but I can't really get into anything better, so what I always do is just make sure that my drill bit's in that hole, and then just nice and slow, and then that's that hole drilled. And you can see there the amount of rubbish it catches. Shake, and then that's as good to go for the next one. So same again. Get it in there. Hold that nice and tight. So I'll just have that one there to drill, and then that's it, and then it's going to be wiring, and then obviously just disconnecting this one, whatever length is on that, I'll obviously likely just take it to that one as my first one, and then just find a route of looping round them all. Right, so that's all 6 drilled, as you can see there. So like I just mentioned, I'll start sticking some of the wiring in. That one there's going to be the likely one that that'll just reach over to, depending on obviously the way it's wired. And then I'll obviously just sort of go from there to there to there to here to here to here, or sort of the reverse of that to make one of them the end of the line. But I'll see obviously what way it's wired and access and all that sort of stuff. So what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to obviously wire everything just now, and basically leave taking down this light and putting in my supply to the very last, because I would rather use the lights that are up there to allow me to clip, etc., than sort of have to turn off the power and then sort of do stuff in the dark, or obviously use like a head torch or something, but it's not going to be as good as proper light that's up there. So I'll get all the cables in, get them clipped as best I can, and I'll see how much of that I can show you, but it's going to be pretty self-explanatory. I'm just going to clip the cables as neat as I can along the joists. One thing I'd like to say though is I'm quite impressed with this Dade dust catcher. There is zero dust, zero sort of like drippy dust that's fell on my carpet. Obviously I'll give it a wee once over just as a matter of principle, but I thought I would run the risk, or I thought I would trial not putting any dust sheets or anything like that down, but it's certainly done the job, and I think it was only like 15 quid. 3 clips is plenty for that there, so I'll clip in along there to the next one. Difficult to get the angles here, but I'm sure you all can see what I'm Try to keep it quite. Try to keep it up high, just in case there's ever anything else screwed in here that it's definitely going to miss that. I'll go and grab one more clip just to obviously clip it a bit closer to that hole, and then I'll feed the rest in. But it's just to let you see that I'm obviously clipping them. Right, so that's my cables in. I've got that one, so my centre light in the house is just going in where that bit of wood is there, so I'll take that out, put it into there. It's coming along, going under there, and that's going under there. That cable's going in there, along, down to the bottom, and then it's going across the joist into that one, close to the window in the corner, and that's going to be the end of the line there. So what I'll do for here now is I'll put the power off, and I'll disconnect the centre light that they've got, bring that back up, put it through that hole, and then it'll just be a case of terminating all my spotlights. Consumer units in here, first floor lighting. Just to show you that that's killing that. There's nobody else in the house. The client actually has had to go out, so I know that I'm the only one here, and that's not going to come on. So I'll disconnect that light fitting out and get that cable over to that hole there. Earth away from the neutral then out, just because it will end up tripping the RCD. I don't really want to reset everything that's in there, so I'll go up. So I don't even know if I'll be able to get my hand up there a bit closer. There you go, that saved me a trip up in the loft. So now it's just going to be a case of terminating all these. As I mentioned, this is going to be my first time fitting the JCC fire guards, so see how easy they are to install, how sort of quality they feel, and I'll let you guys know. So I've actually got a different tool for stripping that I bought, this CK wire stripper, a wee while ago, and I've just never got around to using it, but look how quickly that strips that. Strips that perfectly. That's ideal. This is just, I'll give you a proper look at one of these in a second, but I'll go and grab some centimetre sleeving and I'll terminate this. Right, so these fire guards are, again, like most Downlights nowadays, it's just push fittings, but it does make your life so much easier. So what I try and do is I'll try and bend them in sort of the shape and the way that they need to go in, and it just makes it so much easier as well, instead of trying to do them individually and bend them in. That's one in. That's fine, I'll just show you that. So obviously there's going to be no single insulation outside the enclosure. Obviously I just need to squeeze that down, and it's just going to be a case of pushing that up. There we go, that's that snapped into place, that's fine. And then, like most Downlights as well, is just got to make sure that these don't ping back on your fingers. There you go, that's that up. I just need to trace that part in properly, but that's fine. Stick a lamp in it, put the bezel on, see what it looks like. They just twist in, but I'll make sure they're all working before I sort any of that stuff out. Right, so I'll go around, fit a couple more, and then I'll just sort of crack on with it, and I'll show you what I'm done, because it's just the same process over and over again. So I do really like that wee CK stripper. That's definitely a time saver. Sleeve on. You can see how you could, these type of fittings definitely save you so much time. Just make sure the connections are in fine. And again, snap that over. Right, that's that in. Obviously for up in the loft side, I'm going to go around, I'll put all the insulation back down, and I'll obviously leave a suitable gap around each downlight, just obviously so that it doesn't overheat. But I'll crack on with that now, or I'll crack on with putting the rest of these on, and I'll come back and show you once I'm done that. So after doing a couple of them, I've sort of now known that if I keep the live to the left anyway when I'm stripping it, it just makes it easier for it to get in. And another thing, it just makes it that little bit easier and quicker. Obviously you only sort of realise these things by doing them, but prepping the lights as I'm going, so putting the lamp in, putting the bezel in, and it just makes this side of things just that little bit sort of smoother and easier to do, instead of trying to twist a bezel on when it's in the wall or in the ceiling. There we go. So right, that's me done 3 of them on camera. Do the other 3 up and I'll get back to you. Right, so as you can see, that's them all done. The more you done of the JCC fittings, the easier obviously they became to use, and they actually are pretty decent. Can understand why people use them. The only thing about them is obviously they're that bit bigger than sort of standard spotlights, but they do look the part and they do feel quite good quality in that. So I'll go and do a switch on, make sure they're obviously working, and then I'll go and do some testing and stuff like that, because obviously I'll need to give the client a cert for this, for a wee minor works. But I'm a wee bit pushed for time. This is actually Friday afternoon when I'm filming this. 1 or 2 other jobs earlier on ran on a wee bit, so I'm a wee bit pushed for time. So I don't know how much I'll be able to show you, but I'm going to, because I need to do that. Then I obviously need to get that loft back into a sort of decent state. So I'll see how I'm getting on for time. Right, so that's the power back on. You can obviously see that's on there. Wow, that is a lot better. I wish I took a picture or a video for you of the lighting here before. Obviously there wasn't a great light you were getting off it, and then obviously it just wasn't what the client wanted, I think, for looks and obviously sort of practicality. She just wasn't getting enough light, and this looks 10 times better. So just for anyone's interest as well, the bulbs that the client went with are obviously GU10s. It's lap that make them, and it's 2.7k, 2700k for the colour, and it's quite nice. It's not too bright orange, but at the same time it's a decent light you're getting off it. But right, I'll crack on, do what I need to do, and I'll come in where I can and show you what I've done. Like I mentioned earlier on, there's a few wee things I had to do, and it's sort of getting quite late in the day. I've already ended up cracking on and doing my testing for this. Obviously I wasn't expecting any issues, and there wasn't any. I was literally just adding in a few bits of cable sort of thing, but all my connections and all that are alright, and nothing's been nicked while I've been doing my clipping or anything like that. So I'm going to do my set over the weekend, and I've spoke to the client, and I'll have that for them on Monday, probably Monday morning. But yeah, apart from that, just going to give that room I was working in a quick once over, and then that'll be me done here. Right, so that's going to be the end of this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Obviously I know it's something a bit different, but I hope you've found it interesting. And obviously if there's anything you want to ask me, just leave a comment down below and I'll get back to you. If you're new here, do me a massive favour. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel, because obviously it really does help a lot and it's free. And if you're already subscribed to the channel, thanks very much for watching again. And there's going to be a few more street lighting videos coming out, and then possibly a few more domestic things as well. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.